PlayStation's backtracking on their release strategies. Splitgate 2 backtracks on their release strategy. We got previews for Grounded 2, excuse me, and so much more to talk about on this week's episode of the Download Queue, episode 77. It's a flounder. We were just talking about how the day feels kind of weird, then it just immediately carried over into the episode.
You did. It was great, but I mean, and I wouldn't have laughed or said anything, but you did say we got pounded around, you know. So we'll take it.
I'm not going to take it.
Hey, when it happens, what if it already happened? You just said we got pounded. It already happened. You can't say you're going to take it. You already took it. It's just moving on now.
We're just going to talk about it. Look back with the cigarette drag. It's that, as always, is Kyle the Dude joining me once again, as we usually gather around each and every Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here at twitch.tv/Badlands Backlogs. Right before this, we were playing some Grounded over on Kyle's channel, twitch.tv/Kyle the Dude. Head over there, check out the VODs. They're available. We made progress today. I'm proud.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we did a lot. You did a lot. I, at one point, got to the end, and I was just building, and I built the acorn turret. But it's a relaxing time. I'm excited to keep going, but I think we're, at a grinding spot? We got to level up some stuff.
It's very much like we kind of got to the tier of content we could do with the last sort of grind. So now we got a couple level 3 items just now we can start looking into, and that'll expand out into the rest of the yard, which I'm curious because we got one super chip left in the main story, which is fairly near our base, but that leaves the entire north side of the map untouched. So unless they're like, oh, there's more super chips up here, I'm curious if that's all just kind of optional, go at your own leisure, or what have you.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Because when we turned in the last one we had, there's a assistant manager slot that you need. You need to be assistant manager card. So that's going to unlock another room with Burgle. So there could be more stuff that opens up there, or whatever that upper part of the yard is that I haven't gone to. Have you ran up there?
A little bit. That's the tipped over grill or whatever that I was immediately starting on fire in. That's up there, but that's as far as I went. I will leave this. This is a group activity.
This is a group field trip. Yeah. We're having fun with it. It's a good time. I need to log in and like just build and have fun and do some stuff on my own in that way. But I've been stuck on Destiny this past week, just grinding.
Is the new content still hitting for you? Or now that I saw there's somebody cheating in raids or banning accounts or something, is that happening?
It's like so many people have cheated apparently in the raid, and like people were jumping up. People like you're vaguely aware of Destiny raiders or Destiny content. You got teams like from Glad, As Across, who's one of the main content guys I'm watching just to understand what the changes are. They're talking about it, and they're jumping up like 20 to 50 places in their rankings of world's first race, right? So there's just hundreds of teams have ever cheated. I think it was like 40% I saw somewhere, could be wrong. Were just who had a cheater on, and it's just silly, ridiculous. It seemed consensus of Destiny players are all like ban everyone. If you played with a cheater, you're out. No, this is the moment to go hard on it. And I agree. You know, I'm not playing the high-end raid content. I don't care about placements. I can't imagine that actually matters. Like, oh, I got 23rd over 24th. I mean, cool. Like, I'm not doing it though, so you know, I'm not in there. But the principle of the matter matters, right? And you gotta set the stakes now, not the stakes. Set the precedent now. Like, if you okay, only the one person technically cheating got it. No, everyone in the raid, they all knew what they were doing. There was one of the videos I watched, they had someone in their chat message them, say, hey, I'm one of these people who cheated and I carried like 6 or 7 teams. I'm down to talk and tell you exactly why I did this. And the YouTuber was like, no, fuck that. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you. There's no reason for it. But it's like, that's crazy that person messaged this YouTuber while they were live and said, hey, I did this. I carried 6 or 7 teams throughout contest mode. using these cheats, so no one had to really do anything. Like, it's just bizarre. So Bungie has to go hard on it. You have Marathon, which is going to come out and be supposedly a harder or more competitive style community. That's what they're trying to build. You can't have cheaters. So I really hope they just do the ban hammer, go hard on it, just to like, no, we're this is it. Stop. This is a new expansion, a new saga. Hit them now, get them out. We don't like do that. If you're gonna cheat and just like carry teams, and then they're getting paid. There are posts like online that are like, oh, do you want to get carried through the raid? $50 and we'll carry you through. And you just log in, they carry you through, you get the emblem. Congrats. Bizarre. So bizarre. I hope Bungie gets rough with them. Just if you played with them, gone. Sorry. There was half the player base, but still.
Well, it's so hard, like, if it's been happening that long to, like, oh, this is the thing that broke the camel's back to finally make you act on all of this. And now it's like, it was fine up till now if we knew about it, but now we need to make an example of people, like.
And to the level, I think, has always varied. And they've always been able to go in later into it. It's like, hey, congrats, you did it in the moment, but, you know, a couple weeks from now, you're going to be banned forever. Congrats. But it's the number and the disparity. Like, that's crazy. How many teams cheated? It's just bizarre. So we'll see. Overall, the content, I'm still enjoying the grind. It is definitely lackluster. It is definitely not full. It feels like there's not enough. And it's because every year, every Destiny expansion since Destiny Forsaken, years ago at this point, we've had a seasonal model which dropped the seasonal activity. You know, varying degrees, but there's always been like something to grind week over week. There's not. Kepler, the new area, is that new activity, but it's the campaign area, but it's also the season area now, as opposed to like Final Shape. We got the Traveler, the ball inside. We got that new zone, but we also got 3 seasons over the course of last year. Each had their own activity, their own area, their own thing. That's just not going to be what it is anymore. And I'm okay with that. Like, development wise, like cadence wise, we all got burnt out of the seasons playing Destiny. Like, people complained. So does it feel empty now? Yes. But we're not getting the same thing over and over and over, just with different reskins. So I think it's fine. It feels like vanilla Destiny 1. This is where I think they are internally. Bungie has to be thinking this is the ground of a new saga. They did a narrative talk at GCX this weekend. I watched some of it. Very bizarre stuff about chickens. If you know, you know. Weird conversation there. But they talked about some of their goals for the expansion, and it was to like reignite the fan base, an entry point for new players, and a couple other things. And I think they achieved all that. Gameplay could be more, but thinking about what Destiny 2 is as a whole, and having no solid entry point for a new player, they got to address that. And I think they're taking steps too. And this is like, the narrative is good enough. It's a brand new mode in a way. Everyone's starting at power level 10 this year. So if you are jumping in now, you're with everyone else. It feels like the beginning of something. We'll see, because instead of 1 expansion at the beginning, it's 2 spread across the year. And then each expansion is then split up even more. So there's an update coming in 3-4 weeks that's supposed to add some more stuff. We will see. It's, again, the cadence is yet to be seen fully, but I think it's okay. I needed a specific I needed my armor, my arms. They were my lowest power level, so I did the activity that had the arms focused. 2 runs, boom, I got the exact build, or I got a role that I really liked for the moment. Boom. That hasn't been there before. And that was a pinnacle activity, right? And that's like the high-end exotic stuff. I'm doing exotic. That hasn't been there in the game before. Good stuff. Very barren. But I think it's a good time if you've wanted to jump in. This is a good time. Just know it's not going to require hundreds of your hours a month. And that's okay, right? So, positives. That's how I feel.
That's how you feel.
Question. Positives?
Yeah. I'm happy that you're enjoying what it is now, and I feel like that messaging, as you said, they need to show people that this kind of square one again needs to happen sooner than later on their end. I obviously don't
I don't
follow.
think they can though.
I don't, but something, or even within the community, because that's been the few people I do have Destiny content come up on. It has been very much the opposite of this is not in a good shape. Player counts dwindling, like kind of doom and gloom scenario, which I'm sure after so long of having content updates, how they've been doing, and then switching gears and how it's released and what's involved. Once that's kind of more solidified and understood by the community, hopefully turn things back. But
Yeah. Yeah, especially it's going to take the second update in a couple weeks, and then once the Star Wars Renegades update hits, like I think that also, come on, they got, not that Star Wars and Lucasfilm is paying Bungie to do this, right? They're not. That's not how that works. They're still putting time and effort into their Star Wars expansion. Like, come on. So I see this as the framework update, the foundation, the whole new system, a new armor system, all that. I really see that the portal works. It's bare bones at times. I get that. A lot of the activities that are still in the game, they're just in the destination that is hidden now. They're still there. They should be in the portal, but they're not. But they have said they're going to add more. So we'll get there. But the portal works. I go to the activity. I want the arms. Cool. Oh, that's an exotic mission. Let me go to Fireteam Finder. Boom. Oh, there's now so many more people using Fireteam Finder because the portal kind of just works hand in hand with that. So it takes, you could watch my streams every now and then. I'm getting stuck. I'm getting denied. I'm getting, oh, this fire team's full. This fire team's full, or they're all doing the wrong tier. But, max of 5 minutes finding a team. And that's me refusing to make my own team. I'm trying to find a group to play with. I don't want to make my own. I don't want to deal with the modifiers. I'd rather other people do that. But max 5 minutes, you're in with people doing end game content like exotic missions and expert lost sectors, which if you played Destiny, you had to like go there and match make outside of the game. It's just the railway ways to get into gameplay with yourself and other people. It all goes through the portal and it works. So I'm excited to see updates beyond that.
still play some bets on pod racing coming. Can't wait to see.
I have to imagine Sparrow Racing League is coming. Oh, to end it, this expansion is called The Edge of Fate. We're in the Fate saga. We're not there yet. This is the edge.
Quite literally
They told
on the
us.
edge.
They told us we're going to the Fate saga and this is the Edge of Fate. We're not there yet. So like let them get systems going. They need player numbers. Like there is the real business side of, all right, like it drops too low and it is the lowest it's ever been, which is crazy, but they're also not investing as much time into it with the lack of seasonal stuff. So hopefully Sony and Bungie has got it handled, and at least we can get a solid year's worth of content to see this new release structure. But I'm going to be trying to do a raid. I want to try to find people who maybe not have done a lot of raids. I see there's a lot of new people in the community that are getting annoyed and frustrated with people being gatekeepy in the community. So I want to help step in, and also I want to do raid stuff and things. So if you want, please stick around, stay tuned, reach out. Let's do some raids in Destiny.
That's an aspect I've given up on entirely in World of Warcraft because everything's so gatekeepy. I'm like, I want to do mythic dungeons. I want to do raids. It's like my item level isn't anywhere close, so people just immediately have like, and they quite literally have like a bulletin board of people listing their groups you can just apply to, just instantly deny across the board. I'm like, well, this is where I'm at. Sorry, I'm not good enough to hang out.
I think some tiers won't pull you up, but the majority of activities now in Destiny will pull your light level up. So you can come in as the brand new level 10 light player or power level. And I could be my 230 something I am. And you will then come up to match my level. So the combatants don't like shoot you into the ground with a look. But your gear will be respective to your personal score. So you're fighting combatants that are like 200 plus, but the gear you're going to get is going to be like 15 level because you're currently 10 power level. That works. And that hasn't been there. Like when I was grinding a lot, it was, oh, okay, well, we can't do that because like our buddy isn't there yet. Like they're too weak, so we can't do that content. Let's do something else. There was so much of that in the past, so that's gone. So again, foundational. They still need to get there. Story's excellent. Matter Spark. I know people hate the ball thing. It's do this mode. That's the whole style of this expansion. They're trying just to. It's boxed into this area. We're not going to see that Matter Spark ball go everywhere. It's not going to be anywhere else except there. Calm down, everybody. Like fun. It's such a grind. It slogs down everything though. I can't get over it. It's you're fighting. Oh no, I'm Drifter. They're attacking my ship. Okay, I'm on the way. I gotta be a ball and solve a puzzle. Hold on. Where do I go? I'm not sure. I'm now on Fable, so they're not giving me notifications. Where the hell do I go? I'll be there in a couple minutes, man. Like it grinds it to a halt. Can't get around that. Can't get around that. But fun expansion. Fun expansion to be able to hop into and not feel like you need to dedicate your life to, even though that's what I've been doing the past 2 weeks.
I would say you've been on, and you've probably been on more from my perspective than the last expansion was, which is the one I hopped in with you on. You're like, oh, this is great. This is the
100%.
ending, and now you're just daily. You're putting yourself to offline, so we can't even see, can't even judge you.
You shut up. Yeah, I do go offline because I don't want sometimes my wife to know how late I am and when I turn it on. Not for real though. I'm not hiding that stuff. But yeah, no, I've definitely played way longer than I ever have. Not ever. Than I did last expansion, like daily. Even though the grind is a question mark, there is a clear grind there, and I think it's just different. So we'll see how it goes. This will be a continuous update. Next week is Arms Week. We get a hand cannon that's like a shotgun.
Well, you have your Destiny 2 time for now, but another title I could see you putting equal amounts of time to later in the year. The Outer Worlds 2, launching in the fall season from Xbox Game Studios, coming from Obsidian, the arguable workhorse of Xbox Game Studios entirely now. Without question, I would imagine. Had some news this week that is concerning, interesting, however you view it, many different angles. As announced originally, the Outer Worlds 2 was launching at $79.99 USD, was going to be the first major title from Xbox Game Studios, with the higher price point kind of following in line with what Nintendo's done with Mario Kart World. Ubisoft, I believe, Gearbox was rumored with Borderlands 4, just across the board, fluctuating prices. That was until earlier this week, when Outer Worlds 2 social handle on Twitter tweeted out, "We are focused on bringing players incredible worlds to explore, and we'll keep our full-priced holiday releases, including Outer Worlds 2, at $69.99 in line with current market conditions." Which completely backtracks on what they had priced for initially. I believe, to my knowledge, this is the first one to announce and then fall back on a lower price, which I've seen multiple viewpoints on so far. I'd love to hear what other people think, but I've seen everyone from, oh, pre-order numbers must be down, oh, Xbox is struggling again as usual, oh, they're trying to save face in light of the layoffs a couple weeks ago, whatever that be. But I'm interested to see how long this sticks around, how long till they do revert back to the $79.99 if they do. It's curious. It's curious if pre-orders are that low. That is day one on all platforms. It will be PS5 as well. You would imagine pre-orders would have been at least good over there if that wasn't a worry, but
yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it. Mario Kart got away with it. A lot of reasons for it. I mean, look at the world. You shouldn't be pushing to up game prices right now. If games are being a little too costly to make, you got to rein in that scope and budget, and that starts at the very beginning. And I think we're seeing a shift towards that as in the industry. But yeah, this is definitely, Microsoft, another egg on their face moment of them facing something and now they reversing course. It's like, you shouldn't have done that. Not the game to do it with anyways. And also, you're not the company in a position to do it. I keep going back to what our friend from United We Nerd said, Brian. They lost the benefit of the doubt. And like, yeah, I'm sorry. This game could be worth fucking $100 once we play it. Who knows? Right now, I doubt it. Like, don't be up in prices. So it is, it makes sense for it to be priced the way the market is currently priced. So again, Microsoft, and this is where I see Microsoft coming in and saying this is what we're doing. Them seeing probably feedback on pre-orders and online sentiment of that price, all that added up with the economic state of the world where it feels like it's trending, especially. It makes sense. I love people making fun of the GIF that they posted with like Obsidian coming in and slapping the price or something.
Yeah.
And that's to me the studio being like, yeah, we didn't want this price. Everyone's like, wow, this is a bad look for Xbox. Like, yeah, it is bad look for the corporate office, but this is not bad on Obsidian. That to me is like the social team, like, hell yeah. Like, we didn't want this. Why would we want to price this up? Like, why are we the game that has to be the first for Xbox to do this? I thought that was more funny,
Yeah.
if anything. And again, it fits the whole capitalist thing. And at the end of the day, what if this was the plan?
Marketing ploy all
What if this was
along.
some marketing anti-capitalist plan? Doubt that one, but who knows?
It's like you said though, it's weird that this was the first one they were sort of sending off to try. Because in that statement what they posted, keep full priced holiday releases, including Outer Worlds 2. That means Call of Duty. Call of Duty, in my mind, would have been the one to be like, yo, $80, have it. This is what people are going to pay it. People have been saying Call of Duty's going to die for years, and it hasn't. It's still top sales every month on all the platforms. Like, that would have been the one to me to push out first to test the waters. But then if that was hypothetically, would it still, we're going back to 60 this year.
You know?
It's a weird thing to be in.
Yeah. You know what? What if it's Xbox being like, okay, we'll start pricing our games at 80, and then they do Outer Worlds, knowing, come on, we can't do that. Backlash, all this stuff. They go to Microsoft, hey, look, and they're like, all right, you were right, guys. We'll listen to you. We'll listen to you, game devs, and you know something a little bit about pricing, I guess. We shouldn't up the prices on this.
That would be God. That would be a big, that would be a bold move, but I'll be down. Either way, it'll be available.
That's all speculation.
Yeah. It'll be available on Game Pass, on the Xbox platform, PC Game Pass, all those fun places. If you don't feel like paying the $60, or if you are on PlayStation, tough luck. Tough luck. It'll be a Game Pass game for me. I hope I love it. I've Grounded is turned my attention to Obsidian more than it ever has. And I'm like, Avowed was there, not fully in my heart. Like, I enjoyed it. God, maybe Outer Worlds 2 isn't going to be that one now. Because I've been playing and talking, there's been a couple things where I'm like, oh, you could see the parts that are coming over and where they're using like the skill trees from Grounded 2 and all that. With Outer Worlds 2, like, it's meshing. I just need that strike and gold to fully get me on board.
Yeah. No, I'm down for when it comes out and look, it's pre-installed and I'm gonna play it. Like, I don't need to see more of it. Love the first one. It seems like their Xbox Showcase Direct that we watched, like what I paid attention to and retained, like, oh cool, they're addressing the stuff that I found as pain points and just what I wanted to them have expanded upon in the first one, right? It's like, hell yeah, let's do it. And then with Avowed showing a lot of how they're doing the status effects and different elemental stuff goes together. They're putting that on top of weapons essentially, and seeing how they're gonna have that adapt and mesh together. This is gonna be dope. I'm excited for that. I'm hoping the gameplay and the story kind of mesh a little more cohesively, but I expect it's gonna be a very solid game.
Can't wait. We'll get into later on in the episode as we look ahead at some other releases dropping this year, because we're past the halfway point. We're heading into month 8. Like, fall season's right around the corner. Releases are all around. Before we get to that, another quick news story I'd like to bring up that's also very interesting and kind of unheard of, revolving Splitgate 2 this week. Something I have not played. Have you had any chance with Splitgate at all? First one or second?
You didn't play the game that's going to make shooters great again?
I did not. Or the first one.
You didn't?
Just passed me
a
by.
lot of people didn't. No, I didn't play it either. I had no interest.
No interest.
It seemed too conceptually like a lot. I remember the first one coming out and that obviously catches your attention. It looked like a Halo red versus blue and then throw portals on it. What? But that just seemed like a lot to me. Never hopped in.
Splitgate 2 launched June 6th, 2025. just over a month ago. Now, less than 2 months later, the developer is unlaunching, quote unquote, the game, bringing it back into a beta state, taking Splitgate 1 entirely offline, and also laying off 45 employees, which sucks to see, but God, what a triple whammy. Game will be going back into a beta stage to undergo a massive rework to hopefully bring player base back in. As you mentioned, the Make Shooters Great Again stunt at Game Awards was met on entirely deaf ears and outrage. It's curious though, because the Splitgate, as you mentioned, the first one online, I feel like it was everywhere. I was getting TikToks, Twitter videos all over the place. Like, it had kind of a grasp on a certain community in a world where you're facing Call of Duties and Halo. But then the second one came out it was kind of the situation of, why did we need a second one, I feel? Why didn't we just keep fixing the first one, updating it, updating maps, whatever it be? And it didn't quite stick the same landing the first game had. And now we're seeing, with player count low, layoffs, and going back into beta, which, again, I think the only one I could think of doing similar was Multiverses, where they did a beta period for like half a year and then just shut the game down for a year to come back and close again. Like, it's some wild decisions, which on budgetary reasons and finances, I can't understand the reasoning behind. Because I think even from investors, like, if you see this, oh, you had to close down and restart, like, how much trust were you putting into you to actually bring this back around when it comes back again?
Well, before that, when you wear the hat and you pull that stunt, and you also, it's not just wearing the hat that says that, it's also, he took shots and said, like, like saying that, I forget what exactly was said during that, but he called out Call of Duty and other shooters. It wasn't just like he wore a hat and that's all. Like, and when you do that, you bring attention to it, and that's going to turn some eyes. And then when this is the result, ooh, that's rough. But investors and some people question the money. They clearly didn't pull in enough money once it released, and then this is the domino effect, unfortunately. And it just all cascades. It just all adds up together. It's not one thing leads to another, but you could see you have all these things add together, popping in, adding on to all that stuff. The fact that I agree, did they need a Splitgate 2? Was Splitgate 1 really, like, it was costing that much to run servers, right? But you still had a player base there. Like, why are you going to 2? The mismanagement to me. It seemed just to be chasing the money, do a sequel because you're going to get more investor money and we'll be able to do more stuff. It's like, okay, but look what happens now. Like, beyond all the silly stunt stuff and PR stuff, like, that didn't happen. Do we think this was going to have a huge player base to sustain both Splitgate and Splitgate 2? Like, what were they thinking there? Run 2. Yeah, it just seems odd decisions from the company. It's sad to see it result in 45 people losing their jobs who were probably working on a game they really believed in and probably had some cool hopes and futures for it, but unfortunate. I don't see it coming back, honestly, because you're shutting down this first one soon in a month, and then you have the second one coming back and it's a total rework. So you're just going to make it the first one with prettier? Like, yeah, it's just odd. Very odd.
It's not like the idea of updating the first game and keeping the player base in one spot isn't even that far-fetched to a thing now, because we just saw it too with Rainbow Six Siege. They did their whole update, Rainbow Six Siege X, that essentially, fundamentally, is a sequel, but it's just the first game, better engine, prettier stuff. We added new environmental things. We reworked a bunch of the maps, like reworked progression. They did that without, hey, this whole player base, you need to download this new thing and come over here and start over here, which a lot of people aren't down for anymore. And it's partially because Battle Royales, you look at Fortnite, around forever, people have their locker, they're not having to move to the new thing because the new thing comes to them. So the idea of sequels and stuff now is kind of weird. And even Call of Duty's been kind of exploring it, right? With just the Call of Duty app. And the games are all in there instead of their own separate things. All your achievement lists are in one thing. Everything's accessible from this one app. It's the younger generation, I feel, wanting just the easiest way to get into the games with their friends and the places and how they can.
Yeah, I think we're moving away from that, and I think you see that with Siege. I don't play Rainbow Six Siege, but the audience and the player base for that is really insane. It's a really dedicated, kind of huge base for it. Um, but I think we are seeing there's going to become a novelty for new, right? Fortnite's the same. I think we are getting Fortnite fatigue. I don't even know what type of season they could do to get a shit ton of people back in like before. I think it's just you'd hop in and then after a couple, it's just the same thing over and over. I think there's a return to that novelty of that, like and then being able to play the thing as it is still, right? Using Siege as an example, but still having an update. Oh, they're doing the new stuff, but we still can have this. Like we're getting back to that. And again, with game scopes and game size needing to be budgets needing to be smaller, guess what you do? You just have smaller projects that can build upon it. But we'll see. They keep wanting to feed us those type of things.
As long as it makes the money.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to be fed, Kyle. 2 days from now, Grounded 2 is upon us.
You want to be fed some ground?
Feed me some ground, feed me some ants, feed me some gum chips. We got late last week Grounded 2 previews as well as a Q&A, developer Q&A, excuse me. Kind of diving into some more stuff before the official early access release, which is also will be in Game Pass, and you can buy the early access deluxe edition, I believe, for like $30. It is comes with 4 skins, some other fun goodies in there, digital art book.
Sorry, it comes with what?
I'm not saying that again. 4
That's
character
gross
skins.
When you think about we are shrunk down in this game.
It's like a little tent.
This is a children's game, my guy. You gotta. Weird jokes you're making.
Wild children's game.
There's 4 player character skins that you can have that changes your cosmetic look.
It's that type of day. Man, previews are out. Q&A is out. You watched some preview stuff. I watched the Q&A. Not a whole lot of new information on my end, I found. Still very excited about the buggies, the mount system they have. The team talked a lot about how they kind of developed that system from the ground up as along with the player base and want the mounts to be an extension of what the player can do as far as carrying resources, carrying building supplies, helping with battles, and what kind of passive stuff they give you. So it doesn't sound like it's going to be, oh, you got this ladybug right around a little faster. It seems like it's a more fleshed out system. A little bit more talk on the pseudo class system. There was some stuff beforehand over there I'm talking about. They straight up dropped the term like a mage class. Kind of got more clarification on that, where you're not fully choosing, I want to be a mage, I want to be an archer, I want to be a rogue type thing, but they more expanded the mutation system and armor sets to kind of fit those class fantasies more, where you can build into more of a stealth rogue, and there's backstabs now, and the perks seem more fleshed out, which goes back to what I mentioned with the Outer Worlds 2, their perk system. It seems like a lot of that stuff's kind of hand in hand how they're developing, and kind of giving full fantasy to your character that you want to build outside of how we've been playing Grounded 1, where you're doing an archer with the bee thing, I have ladybug armor. It seems to be more kind of pick and choose and more exploration and reasons to explore with them initially in the first game.
Yeah, those are the couple preview videos I watched of people who went to the preview event they had in LA, which I, not too far from Obsidian, could have totally made it that day. A lot of it was what they talked about was the combat that caught my attention, and it seems like there's a focus on that, and that kind of adds into the class system there with they're adding like a parry and a dodge, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I want a sword, I want a shield. Like, okay, that's what I'm doing in Grounded 2, and I'm kind of like, should I we're kind of going that way anyways with what we're doing now. But it seems like there's a focus to make that a little tighter and more cohesive. And I like that it's not class-based, like you're a mage and that's what you do. That's kind of like what Avowed had, right? You can hold a pistol and a wand, and you can do that. You can have 2 pistols. You can have a sword and a pistol. You can have a sword and a shield, a pistol and a shield. Like, you can kind of build a class however you want in that. It definitely funneled you into directions that felt more strong. But if Grounded is going to flesh that out, hey, hell yeah, like that's really cool for that, and I'm excited to see what that turns into.
Some other things along with that as far as combat goes. If you are a casual player or playing on normal difficulty, the friendly fire damage has been removed, so that is only uh, happening if you're playing on the hardest sort of survival difficulty, which we kind of looked at this week. The playgrounds that people can build, you can do your own custom maps and set up kind of custom scenarios and stuff. It seems that they're taking a lot of kind of cues or information from that to add into the second game. They also mentioned stuff like people were on the player end kind of doing their own permadeath run, so it seems like there's going to be a permadeath mode added in eventually as an official thing. They talked about looking into PvP modes adding in, because within the studio themselves, they're kind of setting that up as like little tournament brackets fighting each other and like fight pit style. So it seems like they're
That's
looking
like
more
really
at community
cool
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's what's like, I mean, on at the high end of everything, real quick, like that's what's really cool about this is the partnership that Obsidian has had with the community for Grounded. It started as a small thing and they really built it up. Through the interviews, it seems like they're keeping that spirit. They want to keep that spirit of collaboration with the community, but also they are partnering with Eidos Montreal, and that's helped them tenfold increase their production and scope of this game. And it seems like that's at the core of it, is working hand in hand to create something really cool. And that's
And Eidos is just as, from the developer Q&A, they spent a lot of time talking about that partnership kind of. And it seems a lot different. Again, could just be marketing talk. But you think of Eidos and they're also involved with the Perfect Dark project. And that seemed like kind of a, we need help with this. Whereas when they talked about partnering up with Eidos, that they had dev teams in Eidos who had their own groups together who were playing and were invested in the game, invested in the community side of it. So it was kind of a more natural fit the way they made it sound of they wanted to help out, and we have our own ideas and this is how we've been playing to kind of help out with the development timeline and kind of where the game should be structured, which feeds into, they did announce story baseline and game preview will be larger than what Ground 1 was when that started being dropped. But updates will be more spaced out, but larger updates. So if that means quarterly, half a year thing, we'll find out on Tuesday because we'll be dropping the developer roadmap, but it won't be as rapid fire go of content. So if you're not quite ready to hop into it yet, or there's too many games coming out, come back next year, update or two out, massive updates out to flesh out the game more as it grows towards final release.
And I love that. I think that's the way to do it with Game Pass as well. Obviously, there will be moments where they may have to do quick updates, and they'll do that. But knowing like they did Grounded, and they're like, whoa, we just found out a way to have a game go in early access to full release and make it with the community, and we kind of figured out how to do it hand in hand with two other games being built right now with Avowed and Outer Worlds. Like, that's awesome. What do we do now? And they're gonna fascinating. And I kind of lost my train of thought. I do apologize there. I'll be honest.
Exciting times either way. I can't wait. I don't know when we're hopping in this week, but we got to set up a time. I may have a third person joining us. We'll see.
Oh, good. Definitely should. Yeah, no, it just seems like they understand the release structure. I'm finding the thought. They figured it out with Grounded, and now they're like applying it in full with Grounded 2. It's bigger than, like, they understand how much story and how much content should be there at the drop, and it's going to be there, and that's going to be enough to tie it over with the next drop. And if they time it out and they have the scope down, which it seems like and sounds like they do, I trust Obsidian at this point. Yeah, like, it's going to feel good, and then I can't wait to see the evolution, because from I played Grounded when it first came out, never, didn't get far. I gave Burgle the thing, and that was all you could do.
Wild.
So the transition is crazy. There's so many things. It's so cool. Can't wait to see this one.
I think that kind of, I don't want to say uphill battle, but the journey they took with the first game alleviate some of that for the audience looking ahead too. Where you said you trust them, I feel a lot of this
Yeah.
people who are playing, there's no reason to be worried about this being another early access. There's no reason to be worried about the content drops or what's coming or what they want to do.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And yeah, if it's already more so than what was in Grounded, cool. And also, it's early access, and I think people understand what that is. And Grounded has like the track record, and they've proven they understand what that is. So it's gonna be fine that it's not complete. They're gonna have enough shit to build and interact with and fight in that first zone, which is bigger or just as big as the whole map of Grounded.
Yep.
Like they understand what they're dropping and what they're doing. So like it's going to be awesome to see.
Not too much longer to wait.
No, we will have to hop in sooner before we like be Grounded. That's going to happen. Just fine. Whatever.
Moving along here, as we look ahead to future releases, if you're on Xbox, you may be seeing some surprising titles show up in the coming years. Not my surprise, not your surprise, but it's happening. PlayStation, Friday night, as I'm sitting down comfortably in my big chair to watch Fantastic Four at the movie theater, open my phone with minutes to spare, and the first thing I see on Twitter, someone reposted a job application from PlayStation Studios seeking a senior director for multi-platform and account management. In the overview from that, I will read this out word for word here, because people are still somehow fighting about this, because internet. Reporting to the Vice President of Commercial Management as Senior Director of Multi-Platform and Account Management, you will play a critical leadership role in shaping and executing the global commercial strategy for PlayStation Studios software titles across all digital platforms beyond PlayStation, beyond hardware, including Steam, Epic Games Store, Xbox, Nintendo, and mobile. This role is accountable for optimizing title profitability, ensuring cross-functional alignment, and leading a high-performance team focused on multi-platform expansion, mid-range commercial planning, and platform partner management. Floodgates are open, Kyle. I said at the start of the year, I had a bet that we'd have at least 2 new PlayStation Studio titles on Xbox. Don't think it's happening this year anymore. Next year, absolutely. But it's happening. We've talked about this to death. We've talked about it from Xbox's perspective, the Xbox fan base perspective, how to keep the brand alive for it. And at this point, I think it's just a necessity that, from my perspective, PlayStation is at a point where their fans are there for the big AAA Game of the Year contender, open world action adventure games. That's what they want. That's what they come to expect. And that shit costs money. That costs so much money and development time that when you have 75 million PlayStation 5s and those games are only selling 11 to 15 million on the console itself, you're not making all the money back. And we've seen that with the layoffs at Insomniac, Naughty Dog, Santa Monica. They've all been hit. So you either keep doing what you're doing to similar returns. You can't change pace and start doing live service, as you've just seen. You can't change pace and start doing smaller indie AA things in your studios, because that's not what the fan base necessarily wants, I think. So you need to go where more money can be brought in an easily accessible way. And if that is, hey, you're getting the Uncharted collection years later on Xbox, I'm not saying it's going to be day and date. That's asinine. That's not going to happen. But the older stuff, if you can make money on it and suddenly this $11 million thing gets, or 11 million sale thing gets 3-4 more million elsewhere, why not? You need the income.
Yep. I'm glad I sold my PlayStation because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to get the games on my Xbox when I need it, and I'll probably get a nice little 10% discount on it when it drops. So, hell yeah. This is awesome. It just makes sense. It's duh. It was only a matter of time, especially with the very, not very public, they're still pretty hidden, but we all know the live service push was a initiative that is changed, leadership out. what are they doing? They just got a CEO installed as opposed of they had like dual CEOs doing co-work. They now have the one. This is an expected thing, honestly, and it makes sense on a timeline here. And this is awesome. So how fast we see stuff will be interesting. I expect, again, Sony first party studios will be a year exclusivity, just like I'm thinking Xbox is doing right now. The canary in the coal mine, if I'm going to use that right, is South of Midnight. That's like the first Xbox Game Studios game that isn't multi-platform. So I might be wrong about that, but we'll see. I expect that to be the strategy. But yeah, I mean, dude, where they've milked Last of Us remastered dry. There's nowhere else to put it. They got to throw it on Xbox. Like they got to re-release that again.
Gonna get 3 versions of Last of Us on Xbox.
We're gonna have the definitive edition. The whole it's you're gonna be 5 editions of this game. So it makes sense. God of War. It all makes sense. They're gonna be full price titles. See how that works. With Helldivers pre-orders had to be successful. With Final Fantasy, it was successful. Like it may not have broke top 10s and it'll like Final Fantasy 16 on Xbox, but that game got no marketing at all, and it was still up there and still sold. Like, come on, if games are getting the proper lead in and stuff, you're gonna find investment in it. So can't wait to see what this turns into. Fascinated to see what the turnaround is. Right now, Xbox, we still have a question mark. Not in a way. PlayStation now. When and how soon are games popping over?
With this in the job description, key responsibilities, some stuff to point out because it's been
they're third party now, right?
Yeah, third party. But it's been like how Xbox people were on Twitter when I first happened. People were like, oh, it's just going to be these 4. Phil Spencer said it's just going to be the 4, and it rapidly changed. Some of the key responsibilities for this.
We're going to start with the 4. He said we're going to start with the 4. He didn't say it's only going to be the 4. Those are so different.
But in the 4, it was also not going to be the Indiana Jones. And Indiana Jones like 2 months later. Yeah. Besides the point. Key responsibilities.
Corporate jargon.
Yeah. Key responsibilities. The very first thing listed is a multi-platform strategy leadership. Oversee out of year, mid-range, so out of 2025. Commercial strategy for PlayStation Studio titles across all non-PlayStation platforms, driving long-term revenue growth and audience reach. Direct and develop a team of senior managers across multi-platform strategy, account management, platform sales and planning. Direct reports include Xbox and PC, platform planning for PC and Xbox, and then just straight up multi-platform strategy. So, I think this is the outside of an official what Xbox did with it. This is what we're gonna do. This is about the most official thing I could think of what could have happened.
Yeah, until it's filled and they have the strategy. Yeah, this is like an official announcement.
You're not gonna hire someone for $100,000 plus position to see if it's gonna work, to see if they can do multi-platform when you're already doing.
No, this is
that doesn't make sense.
Commitment. Yeah, it's a commitment to it. They've already been doing it with MLB The Show. Like they've been doing it. It just hasn't been a robust catalog, but they got the Horizon Lego game on Switch. Like it's not something they're new to. It's just something they haven't invested in and now they're going to. And that's awesome. It's cool to see that they want a team. So it's not just, it seems like an investment. I don't have tons of knowledge. I really learned a lot about the gentleman at PlayStation who left, who did the indie initiative over there.
Shuhei Yoshida.
Shuhei. I kept saying Yoshi, and I was like, "Stop it! Like that, my brain got stuck. Shuhei. Yes. I've learned that a lot through podcasts after he left about what that role is. But it sounds like that, right? If that's the intention here, do this properly, see what titles would go well on different platforms. Not going to be everything, but Last of Us, the old one, as the season comes out, that makes sense. Multi-platform. Helldivers makes sense. Multi-platform. A Horizon MMO game that's coming out. That makes sense coming multi-platform, as well as the old games that are already out. Like
Spider-Man.
That makes sense, right? Spider-Man,
biggest character in movies, arguably.
Hey, and guess what? Guess what's starting filming in the next couple months? The next Spider-Man. So guess what's coming out in the next 2-3 years, the next Spider-Man. Guess what's going to drop on Xbox within that time frame? The next or Spider-Man, not the next one. So makes sense. Oh man, this gives me so hopeful for Sunset Overdrive 2. This gets me so hopeful for Sunset Overdrive 2. My wishful thinking. Come
I
on.
would love.
The bridges are there. Let's connect them.
I love that, whether intentional or not, this job description was posted on a Friday evening before offices closed, and nothing would be talked about all weekend to just let the internet go wild with it. I was like, that is diabolical.
It's their announcement. I mean, Sony doesn't do public shit until they want to. This makes sense as let's do it. It's gonna go around. Well, you guys see you Tuesday. Actually, we're gonna take a 3-day weekend.
It will be interesting though, because this is the turning point now, though, right? Where it is just Xbox's strategy they turned to last year. You don't need the console. We have the app. We have cloud streaming. We have all this. Is that finally going to pay off now? Because we are going to be at a point again where, how do you sell your brand? You don't have exclusives, and that was the selling point before. Are they going to be able to market all these other options and how to play, where to play, handhelds, effectively to make the narrative around them disappear? I'm not going to say relevant or increase sales, because that's not the point anymore, but to bring that market share back over.
Are you talking about Xbox?
Yeah. If that's all.
Yeah, I mean, once they show us what the Xbox OS is going to be across PC and console, that's going to be the answer. It's also going to include like how mobile gaming ties into that, accessing the cloud through your phone and other avenues. That OS, it has to be all cohesive, and that's, I think, is going to show a lot of people like, oh shit, wait, you've been able to do this? It's like, yes, I can pull up a game on my PC, play it, and then when I turn it off, I can play it on my Series S. It just boots the save, and I can boot it on my phone and not download it, but play it through the cloud, and it's just there. UI atrocious. It's not even handholdy. It's a little clunky to get in and out of stuff. But man, if they figure that out, I do think that's how they can get that market share a little back, because it's going to be about the platform. And man, when you look at Game Pass right now, there's like so many games. Like there's so many games that just got added. I'm looking back, I'm like, wait, Expedition came out like 20 games ago in Game Pass. Like it's bizarre. Like they just have so many things. Not first party, like new releases, old releases, whatever. It's crazy.
There's my first party
all
too.
that platform stuff. Yeah, you're right. But all that platform stuff adds up into like, hey, like why don't I play here? Especially when you can download and get a deal for $4.99 on your phone, and you're like, oh, I'll try it for a month to play Call of Duty, and you're like, oh shit, there's a lot of stuff here. Like that's what they're doing, and they are in position to do that, and I do think it is going to pay off for them 100%. This is what they've been building for, and the market has shifted in a way that it's kind of going to be nice to do that. We'll see how long they can. That's probably is going to cost a ton of money for the server space, and if they have more people accessing those things like cloud, what's the payoff? More developers go so you can have more server blades? Nah. So like we'll see. It's still Microsoft. I do have a lot of questions about Microsoft, but I'm hopeful about Xbox. I see them as different entities now because I'm mad at Microsoft.
You, Satya.
Yeah. In all your AI bullshit.
I'll be curious to see if anything else comes out this week, because it should be this week should be busy with, if anything comes out about this, the again rumored Nintendo Direct this week, the third party one. Do we get something in there from them? Like we're expecting Xbox stuff because that has yet to show up. But like, you're gonna get Sackboy on Switch too. Like, who knows?
Yeah. I expect there's something 100%. I don't know what though. I don't know PlayStation's catalog that much. I don't think Last of Us. But honestly, PlayStation money, Nintendo, yeah, I can see Last of Us going on there.
They see those Switch 2 sales. Oh.
Yeah. They got Cyberpunk on it. I don't think Nintendo cares as much about what type of games.
Okay, they got all the AI spot on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yuck.
Interesting times ahead. Yep. Kyle, last week, We quickly mentioned looking ahead at the rest of the year. We got Outer Worlds 2 coming out. We got Grounded 2 coming out. We got Metroid Prime. What else are we looking forward to before the end of the year? Because looking ahead for me, I'll be honest, it's kind of empty. There's enough to get me through. I obviously have backlog stuff to go on. But off the rip, I'm thinking, I look at like Gears of War Reloaded. Am I going to jump back into that? Am I going to replay Gears of War now? Who knows?
If anything, we would play some of it together. Maybe
that
not
would be
beat it.
for the content.
And because I never hopped into multiplayer in Gears, and it looks crazy now. So it'd be like a night maybe. But yeah, beyond that, I'm down for the next one. Not down to replay.
E-Day for sure.
E-Day, can't wait for that. Are you a Borderlands 4 person? I think that is one. As I'm watching more Destiny content, people, it's being brought up a lot in chats and whatnot because it's a looter shooter, right? Very similar at the core. But it's just for me, like I just am not interested in that franchise. I don't know if it's going to do anything. They had that weird, like where Randy Pitchford was like, "You're too poor to pay my game. That means you just can't play it." But it's not. Price isn't even up anymore. So it was like a weird. Oh, okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Borderlands 4?
It has my interest, not enough to buy it. 2 was the last one I really played through way back on 360. And last year I think I talked about it a little bit where I went back and did the pre-sequel. Terrible experience. Boss fights that almost made me rage quit. And I started Borderlands 3 on PlayStation 5 last year right afterwards. And it's the type of game where, at least playing by myself, I'm literally on the verge of falling asleep at times. We're all like catch myself just running into a wall for a couple minutes because I'm just zoning. Like, it's mindless action slop that doesn't keep my attention. So 4, I'm looking at, I'm like, oh, it seems cool, but it seems like more of the same and not enough to fully get me. I want to be there. I want to be experiencing this. Full price.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's I feel similarly. Yeah, the same way. Ghost of Yotei. I mean, hey, I'll play it on my Xbox when I can.
Hey,
I got rid of the PlayStation, so that is one that like definitely when it comes out, I'm gonna be like, damn, like I wish. God, it's so pretty, and the photo mode. Oh, I know it's gonna be so cool, and like, but oh well, it is what it is. I like my Switch too.
That's another one I never went back to. I started Tsushima earlier this year, or last year, I think. At this point, I just never went back.
So are you like you're not interested in
Probably not
this one then, right?
Probably not. Which might get my PlayStation. I mean, I started playing Dave the Diver that 2 weeks ago, but then we started Grounded right after. And I haven't looked back. I'm like,
that makes sense. Yeah, again, Grounded.
It's ruined me.
You're welcome. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm looking through our fantasy critics, going through most of the upcoming releases and such. Here's like Keeper.
Keeper's up there.
Keeper, the one with I super interested in this one. I like the whole idea that you're a lighthouse and the puzzles that can form from that. Like that captures me, and the art style captured me. But I haven't played really any games from this studio, but I know you love them.
And the way they're talking, this seems like a shorter thing where it comes out on the 17th, which is like 3 days before my birthday. So I'm like, do I make that my birthday game when I take time off? Because I can get it done and out of the way. 4 Outer Worlds 2 a week and a half later, because they were back to back.
Yeah. Okay, so pausing real quick, talking about Double Fine. If this is a shorter thing, do you think there's more going on there then?
100%.
Like 100%? Okay.
They, in the Psych Odyssey documentary they did for Psychonauts 2, they openly said they were working on 2 projects before Psychonauts 2 was even done. So at this point, you would assume Keeper is 1. If none of them was canceled, they probably have the second one's probably a bigger thing, and then they probably started up another one since then. Because they haven't been hit with layoffs. Like they've been one of the ones that have been untouched. And Psychonauts 2 was 4 years ago. So you would assume it's Keeper, unannounced B, and at this point unannounced C.
Yeah, at the very least, they're prototyping that next thing. Or starting the production on it. All right, yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. It seems so different than anything I'm playing right now, too, and will have played. So I'm hoping it's like a nice palate cleanser and hits. I'm looking forward to that one. Hollow Knight Silk Song. I'm not gonna play it, but I'm looking forward to those fantasy critic points.
Hey, well,
I'm hoping that can help me swoop back up because rematch is 74. Ridiculous.
did you play
Critics
first Hollow Knight?
No, I played it. I played an hour of it on Steam like 2 months ago. Like 200 frames. It's crazy. I was like, why is it? Why? It's so unnecessary. Anyway. No, it's a game that those Metroidvania styles, like, yeah. I want to have played it. Does that make sense?
It's one of mine too. I started at one point. I think I did probably an hour, and just the openness of it threw me off. I'm like, I have no idea what to be doing, and everything just seems too hard with nowhere to really go. So I dropped it.
Yeah, probably would need like a little guide to point in the right direction, maybe if I really wanted to beat it. But who knows? There's other stuff. I don't know. Outside of that, Kirby Air Riders. What
I
is
hope
a
that's still
Kirby Air
2025.
Riders? What is that looking like if that does drop this year? What does that look like? What is that game in a year that also drops Mario Kart World? Like what? Can't wait. I played so much Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube. That was constantly in the GameCube. Just your little shadow, little float. Oh, what a vibe. So I'm hoping if there isn't a Nintendo Direct, we see some of that. That'd be cool.
Do you have anything for because I got obviously Hell is Us is my next big one, quote unquote, that I played during the Steam Next Fest demo. Same month though, next month, end of the month on the 25th, Silent Hill F. Do you have anything on that? Are you any hopping Silent Hill at all?
Nah. Nah, I'm just not. I've never been into never got into them, so I have no interest. None at all.
None at all. Are you?
I knew there was a Final Fantasy one. I forgot the Tactics one.
Tactics?
That comes out on my birthday. Very, very intrigued by that. 100%. Like playing. I haven't played a tactics game like that in such a long time. There's like a nostalgia I have for that for some reason, and I just kind of have fallen in. I want to fall in love with these like Final Fantasy type stories. Expedition 33 played that. Final Fantasy 16, like, and like with 7 remake and rebirth, like seeing that and getting it's like that's cool. Like there's something to it. So I don't know. Something about this really is intriguing me. Kind of staying. Trying to say bare info wise because like I don't know if the story hits or something like that, like I don't want to get ruined or anything, but I am intrigued by that one.
I would argue Tactics behind 7 was the next one that people most wanted a remake of as far as like nostalgia, and like that was the big reveal. It's another curious one too. I'm curious to see how it does or if people have issues with it, because it is another one where they've come out and said they completely lost the original code, so it is another from the ground up trying to recapture what it was and everything. So see if there's any massive changes to it. Which that's you want to get into Final Fantasy and just RPGs in general. Something we need to talk about later, because it's been the 7. You started Persona, did the Expedition. I'm like, I think you just need that one that's gonna hit for you so hard that you're like, I'm in on RPGs now. Because you started in like the Final Fantasy stuff. I'm like, Octopath Traveler is there, Bravely Default is there. Like, there's a lot of newer ones that capture that kind of old timey style that are available.
Yeah, no, Octopath has been downloaded before. It's sat there. But yeah, Persona, I'm 30 hours in. I gotta keep going with that one. Loving that one. Yeah, no, I hear you. But they're such a time sink. A lot of these, and I think that's kind of the apprehension and starting stuff. You know, like no way am I gonna play that much of Octopath, but I could. But
Good.
it deters me a little bit, and maybe I would, you know. So, but I hear you. I should. But yeah. So we'll see. We'll see about that one. About tactics there.
Got two more for you. Curious if you have interest in.
Mhm.
Arc
Seriously.
Raiders had its open beta. People played it and loved it. It's got official release date for October 30th this year. 0. Playing on marathon.
0.
Playing on marathon.
Hold on, calm down. No, I just, it'd be different if you were like, or if I had other people who were like, oh yeah, I can't wait for this. I'd be like, all right, I'm down to hop in with you. But playing a couple rounds solo when I got on the beta, I'm like, whatever. And there's something about Bungie, vibe, the aesthetic. I played Destiny in Halo for years now. Like, it is, I'm just more into that, and I'm more intrigued to see that as opposed to putting more time into a brand new thing. I'll just play Destiny. I'd rather put the time in, but definitely, if there's a crew that develops and is down and needs, it's like, all right, maybe I do hop in, but I don't know. It seems a little too more, and this is where Marathon's interesting. They want it to be casual, entry level, accessible, but I feel like Arc Raiders isn't. So it's just different audiences, and I'm like, I don't need that type of game. Where Marathon, I was like, oh, I kind of like the loop. Definitely needs more. It was not great. It wasn't perfect, but I kind of like that a little more. So we'll see. How dare you say I'm like,
Marathon.
I am a marathon defender.
Ew. The other one that I'm on the fence on because I had such a hard fall off after last year. We still got Call of Duty coming out this year. Black Ops 7. Be in Game Pass. I got back into Black Ops 6 last night for a couple games. And lo and behold, I hopped in through cloud streaming on my console. I was hanging with the boys. It was working.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if I was luck of the draw at 1 a.m. in the morning, but it was working.
A little. A little of that. Wow, fascinating. That's cool.
Black Ops 7 coming out.
Yeah, I think I'm going to 100% hop into the campaign. I like the story of Black Ops 6, and I like that they're just continuing it. I appreciate that. Keep it going. Keep the vibes going. We'll see. Staying power will probably be the exact same. Beat the campaign, maybe play some multiplayer, but beyond that, we'll fall off hard. My camo grind ended one day.
You were big.
One day I was doing it every day, and then that was the last. One day was the last day.
I finally prestiged last night. Like that's what I got up. I was able to prestige.
I'm on my second prestige, I think.
That's what I'm saying. I did that. I got like 2 more achievements for score streaks and like double kill with an RCX team. Like I made progress. I'm good on this again.
You're like, I feel good. That's hilarious.
There are other Beavis Bide characters running around and awkward. Roger and Stan Smith looks dumb. Hate it.
It's not a fun game to play multiplayer, I will say. It's not fun. It's so broken. We'll see if they ever fix that. Yeah. Did you have any others?
About it. I was a couple weird crossroads. Sonic Racing, I'm interested in. But that was one of the ones like, damn, I want to play this on Switch 2. But now they announced Switch 2 is not coming out till beginning of next year. I'm like, well, we're starting this trend already. That kind of sucks. I think that's also out same day as Silent Hill. So it'll be, do I get Silent Hill now or wait for Sonic for Switch 2 later?
That's probably what you're going to do.
Yeah, that's really it for the year, honestly. Like there's stuff like Mafia. Maybe Mafia's coming out still. Next Dying Light's coming out still, but those are just series I have never dove into.
Here's one. This is a good one. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. That's coming out. I've hopped back into the first one. I know history with Dynasty Warrior stuff. It's a fun time, and the way it adds into the Breath of the Wild world, like super cool. So knowing that now, it's like, hell yeah, this should be interesting at the very least. Am I gonna get it? Nah, I'm not gonna buy it. It's probably not a day one thing.
Does that have a date?
Definitely something down. Huh?
Does that have a date?
It says winter 2025. I can't find. Yeah, so it's still estimated this year. But as I'm casually playing through the first one, when I want to just kind of do something and like play the Switch and just kind of whack some stuff around, I'm like, this game's kind of good. It's really good, and it's cool that you're playing as Link and Zelda and the champions that are before the set. You know, it's like really cool. What are they going to do with the second one? Are they going to lean into that a little more and have it more cohesive? That's really cool. So out there. But outside of that, yeah, that's kind of it, right? I don't think there's anything big going to be announced later on, like out of nowhere. I mean, there could, I guess, but
What was the? There is actually that just got announced this week that I'm actually super interested in. I'm happy you said that. Battlefield, yeah.
You're interested, really?
I completely avoided Battlefield like the plague. I refused to play it. Call of Duty was enough for me back then. When Battlefield 1 came out on Xbox One, though, my Jeremy in Michigan, my buddy, got me into it, and that was my game for like 6-7 months. That's all we were hopping into. We had 3 people in our squad playing, and it was so fun. The multiplayer was great. The action was great. Like, set pieces were great. And then it finally hit a point where the matches are just so incredibly long, where I was like, I could take a nap. Like, I'm falling asleep during this game because it's a 40-minute long match. I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah.
But it's been, again, Battlefield 1. I mean, that's what, 8-9 years ago at this point? I'm like, I could feel it. I could get in. I know 2042 dropped a lot of people and pissed a lot of people off, but I'm like, new one's good and they fix things. I could be in.
I just can't. They want 100 million players or something dumb. Like,
I don't care what they want.
Yeah, but if that's what they're expecting and they don't get anywhere near that, that means they're not going to be able to do what they're planning to do, apparently. Like, it just worries me. And also, I just really feel like it sucks you didn't try to hit the Star Wars IP here. It sucks it's not a Battlefront. Like, we don't need another COD looking game. And that's the thing. It's COD, right? And it's so different. I get that. I know they're not the same, but for me, I'm just like, I would be so much more excited if it was a Battlefront 3, you know?
I don't think Battlefront 3 is anywhere in the cards.
Yeah, and that's a bummer for them. It's silly.
We'll play
They
2.
should,
2 still rapid, huge player numbers.
yeah, but it could be expanded upon. It could be different. It could be more than what it is. Right now, it's just the same stuff and new skins.
But it's crossed like its original highest peak. Like, that game's doing numbers still. It's wild. I haven't hopped back in. I was playing it like a couple months ago, whatever everyone else was, but it's still great.
Yeah.
Too many games, not enough time.
That's true. We'll agree on that. Yeah.
Let us know what you guys are interested in. Down in the comments if you're on the YouTube video. Tweet at us. Send me hate mail on Twitter. Notice us. Acknowledge me. Send me anything. I just want to be. About this episode, as we head into first week of August. End of the week. Can't wait. Grounded 2's out again. Rumors of a Nintendo Direct happening this week. Will we see anything else from PlayStation officially about their job listings? Probably not. Let the world burn. Until then, Kyle, doing your stream this week, doing your schedule again. What you got going on? Destiny? More Destiny? Some Destiny?
Yeah, well, focusing on Destiny, more power grinding, more doing that stuff. Probably will start my other characters. I got to work on some campaigns and such. I'm so behind. But other than that, we'll do, I don't know, we have to figure out when we want to do Grounded/Grounded 2. I don't know how we want to do that. But
I don't want to give up on the first one. I want to see that through. We've gone this far, you know.
Then I mean, personally, then I'm not going to touch Grounded 2. You do you, you know, but at some point we'll start a Grounded 2 save and a world and we'll go from there. But yeah, I'm gonna just, I'll play it that way. I'll focus on my Grounded and my bases, my acorn turrets, and my curved floors. I want to build a gazebo. That's what I'm going to focus on when I log in for my build session.
catch all that at twitch.tv/Kyle the Dude. On my end, I have no idea. More GTA. Still working along through that. I have not touched it this week. Real life got in the way and grounded. Hoping to do some fun Mario Kart content this week. That will be announced when it is ready. But
Ooh.
what a fall off! Is it fair to say that game's huge fall off at this point? That's just I see no one playing it. No one's talking about it. Like, what happened?
No, it's exactly what a Mario Kart is.
Fair enough. Donkey Kong's here. It took everything away from it.
Yeah, I think they honestly spaced it out perfectly as we all were like, all right. We're done with Mario. Hey, Donkey Kong!
Donkey Kong.
And then Mario Kart's still there. So
hopefully we'll get some DLC news this week in the direct. Till next week, same time, same place, all the places. Happy gaming. Be safe. Be good to each other. Be nicer online. Online's bad. Be nicer. Catch you all later.
you just told people to send you hate mail.
Well, anything at this point, you know. Give me those views. Engagement farming. If everyone else could do it, I'm gonna start.
That's fair. Hey, do it. I'm on board.
Oh,
I'm gonna send you hate mail.
Hey,